Hi everyone, it's Joanne with the Work in Progress. And in today's video, I am going to show you how you can create one of these winter scenes inside of an old clock. I had shown this one and another one that I had completed a while back, and a couple of you had requested if I would do a video showing you how I did it. So I am happy to do that. And the clock that I'm going to be using today is this one that I thrifted a little while back with the intent purpose of doing this video. I haven't done one for the wall yet, so this will be different for me. So just to get started, what you're going to need is an old clock. You're going to need some cardboard. It doesn't have to be real heavy, but sturdy enough. Some kind of paper for the backing, and I'm going to be using this scrapbooking paper. I haven't chosen the one that I want to use yet. You can use wrapping paper, sheet music, anything at all for the backing. It's totally up to you. You might want to use some glitter. You may have to use pipe cleaners. That'll be determined when we cut out our piece of cardboard. You're also going to want to get some kind of little embellishments. You can do a winter scene. You can do any kind of scene that you want inside of your clock. It is totally and completely up to you. So, and your handy dandy glue gun, of course. So to get started, I'm going to flip this over and I'm just going to take the back of it off. How you disassemble your clock is going to depend completely and totally on the clock that you use. Some of them are much easier than others. So far, this one is cooperating. If you hear some noise in the background, I do apologize. I am running the dishwasher. So there we go. We have got the ornate portion of the clock taken off of the clock itself. And for right now, I think I'm going to leave this black. I may change my mind later on, but for right now, it's going to stay black. Now, I have to get the front, this glass, off of the clock itself. And turns out this is glass. So I'm going to try and pry it off very carefully. Oh, so that I don't break it. Oh, look at that. Oh, well, that came off surprisingly easy. Yay. You set that aside. Now, you know what? You could even, if you wanted to, again, totally up to you, you could leave the clock numbers inside as your backing. Or change it. I'm going to change it out. Now, next thing I need to do is take the hands off of the clock itself. Okay, there's a little nut under there that I am unscrewing that I don't think, no matter what angle I get, you're going to be able to see that. And that does not want to come off easily. And these are not exactly the proper tools to take this off, but it's what I have on hand, so it's what I'm going to use. And it worked. You can even keep these pieces if you want for future projects. In fact, one of them that I did keep it because I thought I could use it maybe to do something for, say, like a New Year's Eve assemblage or something. So next, oh, this is glued on. I was hoping it was just placed in there so I could use this as a template, but it is glued on. Yep. Darn. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to use that as a template. That's disappointing. And some of you are probably screaming at me, don't Don't pull that off, don't pull that off, and you have an idea in your head of somehow how I could have used it as it is, but off it comes. Oh wait, if I can pull this off in one piece, I will be able to use this as a template because it's sticky. It's almost like a double-sided tape that they used. There's the back of my clock, just came right off. That's good. All right. So that did come off pretty good. I'm glad. So now I can use this as a template for the backing that I'm going to cut out. There we go. Okay. So there we are. We're started. It's all gutted, cleaned out. So next, I am going to pause the video and I'm going to go through my book and I'm going to select the background that I'm going to use. And let me show you what I have decided to put in my clock. I have these vintage kissing Santa and Mrs. Claus. They're ornaments. I'm going to take this part out and this is what I'm going to use inside of my clock. So let me pause the video. I'll be back as soon as I pick out my backing for the piece. Okay everybody, I am back. It's actually the next day. While I was filming the first part of this video, I don't know how it got into this house, but this humongous hornet or wasp, I can't tell the difference, was flying around where I am doing this craft, and it was scaring the living daylights out of me. After I stopped the video and I got the bug spray, I have no idea where it went. It has just totally disappeared. But anyway, I went ahead, we'll get back to it. I went ahead, this is the background that I chose for my clock. And I thought it would just be really cute background, kind of with Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and that's kind of their house in the back. So that is the background that I chose. And I am going to go ahead and glue it in. Now the tricky part about choosing a background that has to be level is making sure that I'm going to get it level with the little hanging piece here. So I'm going to turn this toward me so that I make sure that I get this level. Now if you choose just a nice little background that doesn't have any, you know, just a little pattern or something like that, you're not going to have you won't have this issue that I am having. So I'm going to just go ahead and use some white glue and just put a little bit down here. I don't want to use too much because I don't want it to get all wrinkly. There we go. And of course, when you do yours, you may come up with, you know, quicker and better ideas than what I'm doing here. But this is, you know, just wanted to share with you how I put mine together. Now, you're going to notice that I didn't cut the whole circle. And the reason is I have to build a little platform out here so that my Santa and Mrs. Claus will have something to sit on or stand on. It just so happened that on my way home from work today, I stopped off at Hardee's, and just as an FYI, they have started to carry the Beyond Burger, which is an all-plant-based burger that tastes amazing. So I highly recommend that you try it. And while I was there, this is the cardboard kind of box that they gave me the burger and fries in. So I'm going to use this as that little platform. Let me see, what did I do with my, oh my goodness. Oh, I hope I didn't throw it out. Hold on here. Oh wait, I just found it, hold on. It's stuck to my slipper. Well, I thought it was. There we go. Okay, this is the template that I used. And I marked on the back of it where I'm going to see, okay, I hope I can explain this well. This is the whole circle. This is going to be folded here once I get it onto the template, and then put inside of the clock so that Mr. and Mrs. Claus can stand on that. So let me go ahead and draw out that piece. I hope that makes sense. And hopefully as I'm doing this, it'll make more sense. Okay. Oops. So I'm going to cut this piece out here. You know what? I think I am doing this incorrectly. No, I'm not. See, sometimes I even wonder. So I'm just going to cut that out. This part can be gotten rid of. As I said, I hope it'll make more sense once I start putting this into the clock. Okay. So see, this is going to sit inside here. Let me cut off. I'm eyeballing this now. See, this is going to go inside of the clock like that to make the ledge for them to sit on. But I have to make it the depth of the clock from this depth right here. So let's see. I don't really think I'm going to measure it. I think I'm just going to keep eyeballing it and see what happens. It might not be the best way to do it, but that is what I'm going to do. Sometimes you can get away with eyeballing things. Let's see here. Okay, that's a little bit too deep. So I'm going to trim it down some more. Oops. Okay, so I hope it's starting to make a little bit of sense now. See, this is going to sit in here, and then Mr. and Mrs. Claus are going to sit on top of there. And this right here is not working, so I need to cut those off. And then I did get some pipe cleaners so that if I need, I can fill in some gaps if there are any, and I think there will be. So there, that makes sense now, I hope. See, I've made a little ledge for them to stand on. And on this particular clock, what I have decided to do, I am not going to put the glass back on because Santa and Mrs. Claus are too big. So you can see they're too wide. They're sticking out. So that's why I'm not going to put the glass back on for this particular one. The other ones that I've made, I have done that. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and glue my little ledge in here for them to stand on. I'm just going to put a bead of glue around here, and any extra I can clean off. I hope I get this in right. Seems to be so much easier when you're doing it on your own and not trying to explain it. I try to be a good explainer. I don't always succeed. Oh, I don't know if you could hear that scratching noise. It's one of my cats. They have gotten into this behavior of scratching around their food bowl and their water bowl. I don't know what's going on with them. They're crazy. There we go. So we've got that glued in. Now I'm going to fold back my little ledge for my Santa and Mrs. Claus. And let me put some glue down here for this to stick to. Oops, there we go. And I think I am going to have to use some pipe cleaner here. Come on now. There we go. Alrighty. There. So there we go. Made their ledge that they can stand on. So I hope you can see that. Okay. Now I think I may put, I don't know. I think I will put some pipe cleaner around, because if you can see right on the side right here, there's a little bit of a gap between the ledge and the black, and I don't want that to show. So I think I might go ahead and put some pipe cleaner around. And I'm just going to use this white that my friend Rhonda's daughter gave to me, and I'm going to go ahead and put it all the way around here and here and then down there. Plus it'll cover up some of the hot glue, I think. This is not the whitest pipe cleaner. Wonder if I'll do the silver instead. You know what? I think I'm going to do the silver instead. This vintage pipe cleaner that I got a while back and I used in one of my other clocks that I made. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start it in this corner here, and I'm just going to glue it down here. Okay, and I'm going to wait for that to dry just a little bit. And then we're going to curve this around, and just every so often I'm going to put a little bead of glue just to make sure that it stays in place. And I apologize, I think this video is going to end up being a little on the lengthy side. But I hope it will be worth it to you, and that you may try one of these on your own. And if you do, I would love for you to go ahead and post it if you happen to be on Instagram, and share that with me. And my Instagram name is A Work in Progress. I don't do a whole lot of Instagram. I'm trying to get more familiar and adapt with it. Okay. Here we go. I am going to need a second piece, which is not surprising. So I'm in this corner now, where I'm going to put another little bead of glue right here. And then we're going to twist the pipe cleaner the direction that it's going. Actually, I'm going to cut that off right there is what I'm going to do. Yep, I'm going to cut that off right there. Just snip that and then glue that down. Come on now. I know I do not have my little finger caught on, which I should, especially after the other night, might have actually been last weekend, I was working on something. Oops, come on now, it doesn't want to stay. And I was not wearing that little finger caught, and I burned my finger so badly. what I was picking, what I thought was the glue that I was picking off of my finger was actually skin. Oh, I did a number. This does not want to stay. It's not that hot right now, so that's why I'm using my actual finger here. Okay, that's going to need some cleanup there. And it still doesn't want to stay. Goodness gracious. That is... Yep, it doesn't want to stay. Let me try this again. Okay, come on now. I might not be giving it enough time to dry because I don't want this to take a whole lot of time. There we go. Okay, now I need one more piece around here and then down into that little divot right there. So I'm going to start it here. Also, I was coming home this evening. We've had a lot of rain here in Raleigh and today, and it was so dark outside. I couldn't see anything. I am so happy that I am home because it was just terrible. Okay, I'm going to have to work with that piece right there a little bit later because it's just not cooperating. Okay, a little bit glue here just to keep it in place. I kind of like the silver around there. It just adds a little extra sparkly touch to it. And then it's going to go to right here and then bend down. Okay, I'm just kind of eyeballing this again. There we are. Yeah, I'm not having no patience tonight, folks. And there we are. Oops. There we go. There we are. There, got it on. So that kind of covers up, even it'll cover up if your circle wasn't, your background wasn't cut out completely round. It kind of covers up imperfections. And I will go back later on and fix up that corner right there because I am not happy with the way that has come out. So now we have Mr. and Mrs. Claus that we're going to put on, and these were ornaments. I'm going to try, I hope I don't damage them, I want to try and take out the little hook there that you can see in Santa's head. And maybe what I'll do, I think I'm just going to clip it because I don't want, oh wait, here it comes. I don't want to risk, yep, I'm just going to clip it. I don't want to risk breaking him. There we go. Oh, there we are. That came out pretty good. Oh, got a little tiny, put a little teeny tiny chip in his head. But that's okay. And now we'll take off Mrs. Claus' little hanger here as well. Oh, this one I think. Oh, that just pulled right out. Oh, that one came out really nice. Now, before I put in Mr. and Mrs. Claus, what I want to do, two more things. I want to put some snow down on here. So I'm going to take my glue. Come on. So anywhere that there would be snow, I'm going to put on some glue. And that's going to include a little bit up there. Because I want this to look like sparkling snow. Whoops, sorry about that. I was completely out of the frame there. And I think just for fun, I might put a little bit on the roof too. Not a whole lot, just to give it a little sparkle. And you'll see how that will sparkle in a minute. A little up there too. Okay, there we are. Didn't put a whole lot on. Now I'm going to take my glitter and just sprinkle that all on there. A good dose here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, so I don't lose a lot of that glitter, I'm just going to take this piece of cardboard that I had on the side and dump that right over here. And that way, all that extra glitter isn't going to get lost. Oh, I like that. I don't know if you can see the glitter in it. I hope you can. And then just a little bit I did up there on the roof. And I think I'm actually going to put a little bit more on the roof because I like the way that that looks. Yeah, I'm going to put a little bit more up there. I think it just makes it look a little extra special. Maybe I'll put a little bit down here too, where the snow is kind of falling off the roof there. There we are. Then I'll take this glitter might as well just sprinkle it all in there because I'm going to catch it all again anyway. Okay, and then just dump out. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh yep, there you can see it. Okay. And I will put this back into my glitter container here when I'm all finished. And the next thing I want to do is that since these are a kissing Mr. and Miss Santa Claus, I wanted to make some mistletoe and hang it right here for them to be kissing under. So I have these little pieces of greenery, and I know they are not mistletoe, but they're close enough. Oops, just pulled that little piece off there. So trim that up. I'm going to cut these pieces off. Cut that little piece off. And then in the middle, the center, I'm going to put some glue, and then I will stick those pieces of greenery in so that it appears that they are under mistletoe. And I hope, I'm going to have to set this down, guys, that this is going to work for me. And have the look that I want it to have. It does a little bit. I want it to be moved over a little more though. There we are. I just realized these little pieces of stickum have to come off. That was from the glass, but since I'm not putting the glass back on, I'm not going to need those. There we go. So there we are so far. Now next, I'm going to glue in Mr. and Mrs. Claus. And this mistletoe is not where I want it to be. I want it to be more centered. There we go. Okay. Alrighty, now we're going to glue down Mr. and Mrs. Claus. And I think what I'm going to have to do is actually glue them to the background as well, because they stand out. See how they stand out there? There's not a whole lot of ledge for them to be glued to. So, let's see. I'm not going to have them actually kissing, touching. I'm going to have them close. Okay. And the good thing about using the hot glue is that you change your mind, you can always take it apart without damage. Okay, whoops, I'm sorry. I need more practice doing craft videos. It's hard. It honestly is very hard to craft and have it so that I think you can see it. Okay. There they are under the mistletoe. Now, let's put this back on. Oh, I like it, guys. I like it, I like it. Look at how cute it came out. I think it's adorable. Now I do have to put the screws back in, but I'm going to wait to do that until everything has really, really dried for me. And I do have to fix this one little piece that's right over here that the hot glue just didn't want to stick. But there it is. It's all finished. I am really happy with the way that it turned out. I hope you liked it. I hope my directions made sense. You can, of course, kind of tweak things to help make them the project easier for you. If you do it, if you can share it with me on Instagram, I would love to see your finished project. That's it for tonight, everyone. Thank you for your patience. And until my next video, as always, please take very, very good care of yourselves. Bye for now.